Yo, what's good, everybody? We're actually going to try to do our very first how-to on a motor that I've never seen actually on YouTube for a 2013 Jetta 2.5 non-turbo SE 4-door sedan. Sure that the oil that I'm using is a 50200 VW oil. That is, I think, the Mobil 1 European oil. So you just got to make sure that you do definitely use that oil. The only other thing that I could say is that the guards are already removed from the bottom of my car because I have an aftermarket bumper, and it was actually damaged and pulled off from an accident where a girl hit me. So you won't be able to see that, but it is the same. I could give you the tools that you're gonna need, but it is the same tool that you would use to remove or add the bumper. They are VW like specific tools. They look like a star. That's the best way to describe it. I think it's a T25 that you use. So underneath it's actually, I think, a 14 or a 17-inch bolt, but we'll see right now and I'll be able to show you all of that. I just felt like I haven't seen one, so let's get to it. All right, so you guys, this bolt that you see here is a 19. You have to take off this guard that surrounds the actual oil pan, but like I told you, mine is already off due to an accident and I had to replace all of this, and this is the only one that I didn't replace, which would just cover this a little bit. Also, the one that is for the oil filter is up in front. So it would be this one that you would need to remove so that you could change the oil filter. And it's actually, it looks like a black canister, and there are videos that or pictures that'll show you what that looks like, but for the most part this is actually going to be a bolt that's a 19, but we're going to be using 3/4 because for whatever reason I'm not able to find it. And you're just going to make sure that you always think about safety first. I don't have the oil pan underneath yet because I have the camera and I didn't want to risk it, but as soon as you break it loose, it shouldn't be that tight. You want to go to the right, so you want to push away from you if you're from the same position that I am, facing the passenger side. And when you go ahead and loosen that bolt, just make sure you don't loosen it all the way, otherwise the oil will start pulling out right away. So just get yourself prepared. You can break the bolt and it won't come out, it won't leak. Just remember that you're going to want to make sure that the oil pan is going to catch the oil, because at first when the oil comes out, it's going to spout probably about 6 inches away, 5 to 6 inches away, and then it's going to start to just drip down when it starts when it's less oil inside of the oil pan. All right. Alright everybody, so while the oil is actually dropping from the bottom into the oil pan, you're going to go ahead and make sure that you remove this top so the air can get in and that the rest of the oil that's up top can flush down. Just remember that your dipstick is going to be how you're going to check your oil. It should be 6 quarts that's going to take it to this screw that you used, well, the drain plug, we can just go ahead and put that back on. And you can pretty much tighten it with your finger all the way up until the end. Any kind of oil that's left around the surroundings, just go ahead and wipe it off with the rag. And then just carefully slide the oil out. Afterwards, you want to grab your ratchet and you're just going to remember righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And that should be about it. Doesn't have to be too tight. The specs for the foot-pounds of torque allow you to just do it by hand, and that should be it for the bottom. So like we said, we're going to be using Mobil 1, a European car formula. That's a 50200 VW approved oil that we can use. It's 0W40. Don't worry about the weight of the oil, just worry about the fact that you're looking for a 50200 oil. There's different ones. You could Google it to find out which ones will work for your car. Just make sure that you pour the oil in. Don't overflow the funnel, but it should just drop right in. And you're definitely going to need 6 quarts, so don't worry about the first one filling it up, all right? So now we're going to check the dipstick. We want to make sure that the oil is up to the line. The first one you pull out, just go ahead and clean, because you're not going to be able to tell with the first reading. And from the looks of it, we're still way too low in the oil. Easier way to tell is by looking at it from different angles. We are barely to the minimum, so we need to just go ahead and put some more oil in. Looks like on the 5 quart I still have a little bit left, so we're getting close. It should take the full 6. So now I've inserted all of the 6 quarts of oil. Just to show you the dipstick, I'm going to stop pouring. Pull out the dipstick. And you can see now that we've hit the max mark. After you're done, you could just go ahead and place on the cap. You can see that the locks are right there where you need to insert. Then you can go ahead and turn so that your vehicle is exactly how it should be when you close the engine bay for the end of our video. So that's it, guys. Just wanted to do a quick how-to. Figured that it would help since I haven't seen one on a VW yet. I really hope that you're able to use this so that you can do your own oil change. And from the real cost, like I had to buy everything except the tools. I spent about 50 bucks. But in turn, if I would have went to Firestone, I would have spent 100 for the same oil. So you end up cutting your costs in half by doing your own work, and it's really easy. I just showed you, and it probably only took us about 30 to 40 minutes because we were relaxing on the fact that we were letting the oil drain out. So if you wanted it to be faster, you could make it faster, not drain out all of the oil, change your oil really fast.